It's so difficult for me to separate myself from everything that is happening here. The education that I got, the experience and work that I got, all of it was meant to prepare me for something important. Being in South Sudan, you are part of building something new. If I succeed in making even a small difference in South Sudan, it's much more meaningful to me than whatever I would have done in the United States. I grew up in war in South Sudan since I was 5 years old. And I've seen a lot of things in my life. Just imagining children that are 5 or 6 separated from their families, just that nostalgia of home is enough to kill you. And then you have to go through the process of burying your comrades. America gave me a new life. It gave me access to education that I would have never had. But as I excel within the American society, a bunch of questions came up in my mind, especially when I started going to Harvard University. Yes, I can succeed in America, but I felt if I do that, then I would be running away from my responsibilities. After my master's, I came back to South Sudan. I got a job from the World Bank. There was a lot of division among South Sudanese because 2010 was a particularly violent year. That's when I decided to start this project of wrestling.
Yeren ten piomier chane pol kem ko che atong. Pas ke twing de buru nyi wana ran. Toni ne man polin galle ko jinu Sudan de together. Borena why mi tiga yugo pyoj can be wit wal men no run get here 10 years ka yugo pyoj ga mit ga uti ka pyoj ke cheno loy wajin kala ni wa mi rasin bugala pyoj kina yigo na yor ko dir ga me da ko dir wet na mi akul ka belok te me to kana wir mi kai kai me da yor murat yor Fir to uti, chanyi kang fir uti, charir pyo, baya lui karito.
These wrestling groups are all cattle keepers. Sometimes they fight, they raid cattle, they steal cattle from one another.
Mana koi renting koi hokwal, mana murlega no walk, which man kake ai in conflict bay. Kivita lao kaja yet, kuna liu door. The tongue out of 10 ku tong 10 kivita kai.
My wife called me and told me that something bad is happening. There's a lot of shooting. I thought it was just drunk soldiers or something like that, something simple. But no, it just got bigger. And then it became obvious that something bad has indeed happened. Country is definitely lost. There is no doubt about it. We have been just stumbling along. There's no any permanent road that has been built by our government. Same thing with the schools, same thing with the education. The damage that has been done cannot be understated. It's enormous. The timing was a blessing. It could be a bit of a psychological relief to the population to have this match going on around the same time.
Imini nunche meranye ime kuchuk aike kuluchuk aite dindawi akola jangani medersa akolo te dindawi mundara dumuni longona le shukura ye mundare yego number 1.
So ana beneti okay attack eba ko jamit pio ti ko chibudia. So eba ya winning and bu ko pio nerge ta pio.
One of the generals from the national security showed up and he said he has been ordered to cancel the tournament. There are people at the top level that even this morning were trying to shut down this tournament because there are a lot of politicians that are not prepared to see peace return to the country. People were already dancing, they wanted to start, all the speeches has already been given. It was like sort of like the whole world gang up against you. You are trying to do something that is good here. And then you have the government, the one that is supposed to actually care about the welfare of the population, trying to shut down, that is improving the overall welfare of the society. It was just crazy. The other problem was convincing the wrestlers that the tournament was postponed. They said they were going to walk on foot all the way to the president's house to ask him this question. Is he against peace or is he against wrestling? So it took me a while. I had to convince them. And I told them, they're not postponing it forever. They're just saying, let Machar arrive, and after Machar arrival, you can resume. But then Machar did not come.
The whole purpose of this game, as my brother over there said, that it was for building and bringing people together.
You have to understand the situation in which we are in. And this will not affect the tournament. The best two teams will still go to the championship. We are under a political environment that is beyond our control. Yes. It's even beyond the control of our government. The world is pressuring us.
Yes.
They gave us a go-ahead at 2 p.m. that you can go ahead with your tournament. And we decided that we're going to have a match that afternoon. And the stadium was just packed within no time. A lot of people just basically break into the stadium. However disorganized it might have been, what was so important for me was the tournament being resumed. Thousands and thousands of people have assembled for the message of peace. But it's also about taking that leap of faith that things are going to get better. The wrestling that we have is a takedown wrestling. You have to throw your opponent down. You try to use your entire force to bring down the other person. You have to bring them down entirely. This is a match that is strongly rooted in the cultures of the cattle keepers.
This is just a starting line.
The influence of cattle, even in the strategies that the wrestlers use. Even when they throw their arms, they don't call it arm, they say it's a horn. All that ashes that they put around them is the ashes from the cow dung. They look at the wrestling as something representing that community. These wrestlers that are wrestling today, would the message of peace be accepted? There's a lot of uncertainty. It's a metaphor, the wrestling, the uncertainty that we face about the future. The grassroots has already accepted the message. The question now is whether that message will resonate with the leadership.
Unalomage,